Hey guys, welcome back once again to another episode of Keeping It Real with San. And before I start with today's podcast or episode, I'd firstly love to say, or love to take the time to say thank you for the love and support that I received from everyone from my latest video, from the people sending me comments, people liking it, people sharing it. A lot of people were sharing the videos, and a lot of people were giving me feedback saying like, yo, I really resonated with what you were saying. I resonated with what you were talking about. It had me thinking, it had me feeling, it had me, like in another world that I didn't see myself being at that point in time. And it just was really, really fire and really amazing to experience. And I took a lot away from it. And like I said, that's always what I aim to do with my podcasts and videos. Just always strive to aim for thought triggering processes. I just love to pick people's brain, get them thinking, get them reevaluating things, and just, have someone look within rather than to look without. So I just had to take the time to say thank you to everyone for the love and support, and to my new subscribers, because I saw I gained quite a bit of new subscribers. I just like to take the time to say welcome to the channel, and I hope you will be done justice for subscribing and see the value of the content that I put out here. So with me saying thank you, it kind of aligns with today's topic or inspiration, which is attitude of gratitude. And if y'all are following me on Instagram or subscribe to this channel, then you would have seen the short that I recently posted and the reel that I posted on my Instagram or also on TikTok with how I was talking about it's important to be grateful. Don't always focus on what was lost. Don't always see the need to complain about what was lost, but rather be grateful for what you gained and what stayed in your life, because 9 out of 10 times that's what you really need in the moment. The things that stay and what is that you have gained from that experience and outcome. And a lot of people always look at those topics sideways, like, oh, it's easy to have gratitude when life is treating you well, life is treating you good. But what about some people that are not always in the good places or the best circumstances and things like that? How do you expect that person to be grateful and whatnot? I'm not here to act like life is all rainbows and sunshine, because I know it's not. And I'm not here to say we should always feel happy, we should always feel positive, we should always be thankful, no matter what happens, even though we should be. But it's okay to fall back or come up short when life is not really going the best, and you feel like the world is against you, because we all feel that. I even feel that way. It's like, damn, life is really against me. Shit is really against me. And we feel at our lowest. We feel like we're in a dark space and we just feel like there's no sunlight. But there's always sunlight after every single storm. If anybody can tell me a time where there was a storm and the sun never came out after that, I'll be glad for you to prove that to me. But outside of that, there's always sunlight after the storm. And I feel like that's the same with life. Yes, we may face difficulties, we may face challenges, we may face situations that make us feel like we're losing everything that we fought so hard to achieve or to gain. But there's always a time where everything will come back full circle, because everything comes back full circle. And I truly believe that everything comes back full circle. So with the idea of attitude of gratitude, or how I like to interpret it, is that you just got to be grateful for anything and everything. But before that, it's also a way of pushing back negativity, because it said that positivity and negativity cannot exist in the same space. And whenever you feel low or feel like life is against you, always look at what can you be grateful for. And we all have something to be grateful for. A lot of people doubt that and be like, nah, bro, I don't have anything to be grateful for. Life is doing the worst, it's doing the most, and I'm just in no states to be grateful about anything. But it's always as simple as, did you wake up today? Okay, that's something to be grateful for. Did you have something to eat? Did you have something to drink? Did you have a hot shower, a warm bath? Okay, that's something to be grateful for. Do you have clothes to wear today? That's something to be grateful for. Do you have loved ones in your life? Are people that you care for and love still here? Are they still present? Are they still, existing in the world? Maybe not in your life, but are they still existing in the world? Then that's something to be grateful for, because we always see gratitude as it has to be this big, immaculate, and marvelous thing that we have to be grateful for. Oh, we got a job. Oh, we got accepted into the specific institution or the school that we wanted to be a part of. Oh, we got, the dream house. We got the car. We got all these luxury things that we always strive for as people. Then we only feel like that's when we should be thankful. But it's always said that you need to be able to be grateful for the small things before you can be grateful for the big things. And I personally feel like that is exactly what has happened in my life, because I always try to teach myself to practice the attitude of gratitude, because I've heard so many people say it, and I've heard so many successful people say that you gotta have gratitude before anything amazing can happen in your life. You gotta be grateful for where you are today, for you to attract more things to be grateful for, because it's like the law of attraction. The energy you put out is the energy that comes back. So basically, if you're grateful for what you have today, you're putting out an energy of gratitude, which attracts more things to be grateful for. And I feel like that has definitely happened in my life, because even when I was like in high school and still unsure of where I'm going, unsure of my direction, or unsure of my purpose, I was still always grateful for what I had at the time, and I always had a vision for myself. I always had some idea of what I would like my life to look like, especially with high school. As much as I wasn't sure, with regards to what to do after that, whether I'm going to go into university or college, am I going to work? I wasn't too sure about that, but I knew if I was to go into a university, this is how I would want my university to be. This is how I would want my environment to be. And it would be great if I could attend university with my girlfriend, if we were in the same place. All of these ideas that I had, while none of it was existent. I did not have a girlfriend at the time. I had no idea of going to university. I didn't even have an idea of what course would I be interested in. But that's exactly how I'm living now. I attend the university that I find best fit for me with my girlfriend. I stay in a flat, sharing flat, but it's just one person. And it still gives me a sense of comfort, a sense of home, like I'm in my own space to exist freely. And, that was always what I wanted. I just wanted to be in a place where I could feel like I was still myself, still in touch with who I am, and not ever like feeling like I'm losing someone or losing a piece of myself to someone or to my environment, because environments really do shape where we are and who we are as people. So I always had gratitude with where my life was, with the hopes that someday, maybe in another life, my life can be like that. And that's exactly what happened, even with the institution that I applied to, only applied to one institution, because that I was so hell bent on that's where I wanted to be. And I feel like that's the best university for me. It fits me. The environment is small, it's full of nature, it's calm there, there's not much to do, it's not hype, not a lot of people want to be in that place. And that automatically drew my attention towards it. I was like, nah, that sounds like exactly who I am, because I'm not about a person of hype. I don't have a lot going on for me. I don't always have noise around me. I really appreciate my peace and silence, even though I don't mind going to the noise. But majority of the time, I appreciate my silence. And That was what I saw for myself. And, it happened. Thank God, thank the universe. It happened. My vision was answered. And, I was able to be grateful for more things and be grateful for bigger things. And it's the same now. Even though I'm living this life and I'm grateful for this life, I still have an idea of where I see the future or what I would like to have in my life in the near future. And that's kind of like what I'm striving for now and where my vision's at currently. But I'm still grateful for where I am because it was also somewhere I wanted to be a few years back. So, I firmly believe that when you're grateful in the moment for what you have going on around you, what you have going on, even if it's good or bad, because we do have bad shit happening in our lives, but we can always be grateful about it because there's always something to take away from it. Because, like, also me in high school, there was a year that I failed completely badly and I repeated a grade. At the time, it sounded like it was the worst thing that could happen to me. But now, when I look back at it, it was one of the best things that could happen to me because it really forced me to be in a state of isolation. It really forced me to look deeper within, see my flaws as a person, and gave me like an opportunity to rework on myself. Kind of like this red pill, blue pill scenario. Like maybe the blue pill allows you to start life all over again with the knowledge that you have today. I felt like that was the exact same thing that happened to me. It allowed me to repeat a point in time in my life with the knowledge that I had at the time then, even though I was too blind to see it because I was so, taken away by the emotions and the things that I felt at the time that all I saw was darkness and misery. But once I took that journey again with the knowledge I had and me isolating myself, looking deep within, trying to investigate, why shit happened the way it happened and what could I have done to avoid it, it really allowed me to find myself. And it also allowed me to come across really amazing people that played a role in me, discovering who I am and just pushing forward with what I see for myself because I met a lot of people in me repeating that, were like really amazing people that played a big role in shaping me and still play a role now, even though it's not as many as before, but they still play a role in helping me always navigate myself through life and also through myself because as people, we do need to navigate ourselves through ourselves because sometimes we can be our own obstacles. We can be our own sidetracks. We can be our own roadblocks. So with that, it really allowed me to prosper to the person that a lot of people see today because a lot of people see me now and be like, that guy like has his life like sorted, he has his shit figured out and he's all this, he's all that. But it wasn't always like that. There was times where I despised myself. There was times where I was not my biggest fan. There was times where I didn't even know myself. Like, I looked in the mirror and the person staring back was, foreign. Like I did not know who this person is or what are they striving for. What is their purpose? Why are they here? As in existing in this life. And 9 out of 10 times it's said that if you don't fit in a certain world, it's because you were brought in to change it. So that's how I see myself. As someone who was supposed to change the world to what it can be and what it should be. But moving past that, when we are grateful in life, we always give ourselves an opportunity to see life for what it really is. Because like I said, the darkness, the noise and everything always clouds our sense of judgment. But when we really step back and allow the positivity to sink in and to play a role in how we look at certain things and how we appreciate certain things, then it also kind of opens up our eyes more towards life because you really see like, wow, shit is not really as I thought it was. It's not really as crazy as I said it was. And that's what I think the importance of gratitude is that it really allows us to connect with nature, really allows us to connect with ourselves. But most importantly, it really allows us to connect with the outer being existence, whether that's God or the universe or whatever, fits best to your box, or lack of better words. And yeah, so I just firmly believe that an attitude of gratitude really makes all the difference in someone's life. And always remember that things can always be worse. Shit can always be worse. No matter how bad you're doing, there's always someone out there doing worse than you. And that is something that I always hold deep in my heart and also deep in my mind, that no matter how angry I might be with my certain circumstance in life or my certain position, I know that someone is out there doing way worse than me and would be super, super grateful if they were in my shoes. And I feel like that's just how we should navigate ourselves through life, no matter how bad things are, no matter what is happening. Always remember that someone out there would be grateful, praising, and jumping for joy to be in your shoes. And with that being said, I just wanted to be like, don't neglect the importance of gratitude in your life. And we all have something to be grateful for, no matter how small it is, no matter how big it is. But always remember, if you can be grateful for what you have today, you'll only attract so much more tomorrow. But with that being said, peace and love.